Well, not long after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the collapse of the Soviet Union, a powerful symbol of American capitalism found its way to the streets once ruled by Stalin's iron fist. McDonald's opened its first restaurant in Moscow to the cheers of Russians who lived for decades under communist austerity that saw bare shelves and limited food choices. The arrival of the Big Mac in Russia was as much a symbol of the end of the Cold War to some as was the lowering of the hammer and sickle from the Kremlin. A new era of optimism and freedom had dawned, and with it the opening of a closed Soviet society to a world of new products and markets, information and culture that was blocked by the Iron Curtain. The announcement this week that the fast food giant has sold its locations in Russia will likely send shockwaves through the country, and it might just be a powerful catalyst for the kind of popular uprising that could, among other things, help bring down dictator Vladimir Putin's rule. Now, I know that it sounds a little far-fetched, perhaps, but McDonald's is one of the world's most recognizable brands. The company's 39,000 locations spread across more than 100 countries are a symbol of ingenuity and the bountiful, dynamic nature of open, democratic, and capitalist societies. Its trademark golden arches, though, are coming down as they look to make a clean break from Putin's Russia. The closing of McDonald's 850 restaurants there will be a daily visual reminder to Russians that their country is taking massive steps backward toward isolation and authoritarianism. Russian dictator Vladimir Putin's quest to regain Russian imperial glory started nearly 2 decades ago, but until now, Russian society has been largely insulated from the negative effects of this aggression. The slow creep of Putin's power on basic freedoms perhaps has not gone unnoticed, but with many of the aspects of the more open, prosperous post-Soviet era intact, Russians have kind of gone about business as usual. Losing McDonald's isn't about losing cheap, subpar hamburgers. For Russians, it's about losing a connection with the rest of the world. It's their reminder that their leadership is making decisions that aren't elevating Russia or reclaiming the dominance of old empires. Those decisions are turning their nation into a pariah. In addition to the body count coming out of Ukraine, the loss of the Golden Arches is a tangible reminder to Russians that the creep of Putin's power is taking a significant toll. It is changing the character and the landscape of the nation. For 30 years, Russia has enjoyed an exaggerated degree of legitimacy. Russia never deserved to be part of the G8. The West overcompensated following its Cold War victory in an attempt to give democracy a chance to thrive and placate the nation with the world's largest supply of nuclear weapons. The West opened its arms and made billions from the new market. Wealthy Russians had new playgrounds in places like London and New York. In retrospect, we were too cozy. We trusted too easily, and we turned a blind eye to warning signs of trouble yet to come. But the era of Reagan, Bush, and the time following the end of the Cold War seemed like one of limitless possibilities. McDonald's departure from Russia is a symbol of the nation's instability, vulnerability, and insecurity, despite the bravado of its leader or the contrived displays of national pride on Red Square. Just as the British Tea Act once helped motivate popular sentiment for the American Revolution, so too may this corporate retreat make as great an impact on the hearts and minds of the Russian people. One can hope that the passions of men and women can still be stirred to bring change to nations, even if it is spurred on by the tearing down of a beloved corporate icon. It may take time, but when the history of this era is written, that odd craving that we've all had for McDonald's at one point or another could be one of the keys to Mr. Putin's eventual undoing. Stranger things have happened, folks.